مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك.
Assalamu alaikum. We can ask ourselves a question, which is, what is religion itself? What is religion? The scholars and the great sages of our religion like defining everything. And they say that religion has a certain reality. So one of the great scholars, Imam Jurjani, he says that religion is divine precepts revealed by God to His prophets to give guidance to His creation, to enable them to choose what is good for them in this life and the next. So they define religion in this way, that it is divine precepts, it is divine guidance, right? Revealed by God to His prophets, so that they can call mankind to choose what is good for them in this life and the next. So the first thing we would say about religion is that true religion is not something that is made by man. It's not something made by man. You and I can't sit together and say, well, this is what we want religion to be. That's not religion. Religion is based on revelation. It is based on guidance from the divine to creation. And God has chosen that this guidance comes through prophets. Right? So it is divine guidance revealed to His prophets. And the purpose of the prophets is not just to be conduits of revelation and guidance, but for them to be exemplars of that guidance. So that when humanity is called to virtue, is called to good, is called to turning to God, the prophets not only call them to that, but they are embodiments and examples of that. And what is the content of revelation? The content of revelation is a call, is a da'wah. It's calling creation back to the Creator. Through what? Through choosing. Religion is based on choice. You've given the choice to believe, and you've given the choice to turn to God, to submit to God, to seek God, to love God, to be beloved to God. It's based on choice. And what is that choice? It's an enabling choice. Because this is guidance from God that embodies good, embodies mercy. And religion gives people the capacity, if understood, to choose what is good for them in this life, because religion has come to show us virtue and good in human conduct and dealing and relations, and good of the next through turning to God, through worshiping God, and through seeking God in life. So that is what religion is about. Ultimately, the purpose of religion is good for creation. Right? It is, how do I seek good myself? How do I embody good? And how do I spread good in society? And that is the sign of a true understanding of religion. That it opens for us the doorways of good in our own life. It should make us embodiments of good, and it should make us of those who spread good in creation. And we are blessed in the final revelation, the revelation granted to the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, with a complete account of the one who is the embodiment of that good, namely the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. One of the amazing things that we know about the Prophet, peace and blessings be upon him, is that we know everything about his life. We don't just know what happened in his life, but we also know about his own words. And more than just his words, we know about his conduct and character. But even more than just his conduct and character in details, we know everything about the appearance of the beloved messenger, peace and blessings be upon him. And that is very unique. The Prophet, before the Prophet Muhammad, Jesus Christ, peace and blessings be upon him, who was only born 600 years before the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. despite what we have of the biblical accounts, we have no description whatsoever of Jesus. And that is amazing. Recently, I was listening to a documentary because there's a controversy of why is Jesus portrayed as a European man in a lot of the depictions of Jesus. Peace and blessings be upon him. And they had a number of leading biblical scholars and theologians. And the interesting thing is, there is no description of Christ in the Bible. It mentions about things that happened to him, etc. But we don't have very much of who he himself is, nor actually very much about how he was. Not very much. That can you live a life governed by guidance? That's a question a sincere person would ask. That how do I live a life in every aspect of my life governed by what would be beloved to God? Can I live the love of God in my life? That if you are someone whose soul yearns for higher meanings, you want to live a purposeful life, you want to live a virtuous life, you want to live a life that expresses love of God, but even more so, a life that is beloved to God. That is what this religion presents. Not only a clear account of who God is, but how to seek God, how to submit to God, how to please God, and how to be beloved to God in the way you live in this life.